So, at the end of last episode, I was complaining about not knowing where the teleporter was. And it turns out, I realized I never walked around outside in the physical world, because you have to go ghost in order to get in. In this previously impassable location, I believe. If you just go over here, there are hunters up here. They just let you walk right by. And there's a teleporter right here. Look at this. I missed a whole teleporter. It was right here. Would have saved me so much time. So much pain. So, thanks for the 14 months, Rishim. It's amazing. You've been a great help to the channel. It's always wonderful to see you here and chat with you while we're playing games. It makes the streams better. The community makes this worthwhile. All right, let's head indoors and finish up what I was doing. Now that I found this teleporter, I feel considerably less nervous about exploring, because if I die, I can just teleport right back here instead of having to walk 7 million miles. Alright. I think... Nope. That would be a big no. Ugh. I hate pushing buttons. Christian says, yes, chat with me lurking 90% of the time. You have come in very clutch in the past. And I feel like I can always just be like, hey, Rishan, can you look this up for me? And then I'll get a response within like 15 seconds usually. So it's very helpful. To a watery grave with you. Give me all that juice. Hi, Use Clock. It is also nice to see you. Oh my god, I must be just barely under the health limit. God damn it. Ah. Alright, well, we'll get the Reaver back in a second. Had to let a cat out. Ugh. Alright. Let's get back going. I'm so pleased with my little emulation nook that I made at my Kotatsu. It's so nice. I was up way too late last night configuring things, but I was like sitting under the Kotatsu with the heater going, and it was like, oh, it was so amazing. I just played like 3 hours of my Rondo of Ruin, one of my just like free roaming speedrunny saves on it. And it's just awesome. It was so great. If you haven't seen pictures of it yet, I posted some of the stuff on Blue Sky just to show it off, because I think it's neat. Hey, Splinter. It's always great to see you, too. I feel like I haven't seen you in a little bit. What was the last stream you watched? Probably... What did we play right before? Probably one of the Castlevanias, right? I think you were here for Rondo of Ruin when it debuted. Something like that. Or maybe Dawn. Maybe it was Dawn. Hello, Sugar Coma. Xbox says, I really need to get around to getting a Blue Sky account one of these days. They're nice. It's convenient. It's a relatively good social media platform in as much as social media can be good. I don't really use mine very much anymore. I'm trying to not use any social media basically ever. So, I'm trying not to use social media for the most part, but... Huh? Oh, because I don't have full health. Duh. Okay. But yeah, it's good. If you like social media and you need social media, it's pretty good. Raph says, I was going to buy a new tablet because it stopped updating. I have an S6 Lite. But then yesterday it actually got an update. S6 Lite. Is that a Galaxy Tab? Galaxy Tab S6 or something? I'm not familiar. Oh, my health slowly regenerates in spirit form. I didn't realize that. Yeah, Galaxy Tab. That's what I thought. I don't remember when that one came out. In my head, the S6 line was 12 years ago. So maybe that's not right. I have an iPad Pro from 2020, 2019, 2020. Whenever I started at my current job, I bought it. Can I really say I bought it? I paid for half of it. Brewing bought the other half as a gift for me for getting scoring the current job I have. As a nice thing that he did. I don't really use it that much. I use it for just like browsing the web and talking on Discord late at night when I'm like bored and don't want to have my phone in my hands. But I bought so this is weird. For my emulation station, I have a, Raph says iPads are really expensive here in Brazil, so I think most Eidos have them. They're really expensive in the US too. My iPad was almost as much as my current PC setup. I say almost as much. It was like half as much, but still very needlessly expensive. How the heck where do I go? Why am I so lost? But I do like my iPad, and it hasn't really aged, which is great. Granted, I'm not using it for like gaming or anything or super heavy duty app usage, so it's like not that big of a deal. And I'm not really tied into the Apple ecosystem, but yeah, imagine how expensive they are in the US and then triple that for Brazil. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just saying the iPad is an expensive good. And as much as I think that they're great for their very specific uses, I feel like most people nowadays are like, yeah, I can't afford that. I'm going Galaxy. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, my iPad is useful, but like for a device that I just used to use Discord basically and browse the internet and watch YouTube, it's like may as well have just got like a $300 Chromebook. You know what I mean? For the purposes of emulation, though. Oh yeah, I forgot I unlocked this thing. I forgot this is where we needed to go. Duh. For the purposes of emulation, though, so I bought a Mac Mini yesterday. I bought the base M4 Mac Mini, which, if you look at its stats on paper, you're like, oh, it only has 16 gigs of RAM. Oh, you need to buy your own keyboard and mouse and monitor and stuff. And so, like, if you just look at the stats on paper, it doesn't seem that impressive. But let me tell you, it is incredible. The performance per dollar on the M4 Mac Mini is straight up, it is the best and most cost-effective computer you can buy right now, especially for things like video editing. Obviously, the M4 Mac Pro is like going to be better for that if you have a heavy workload, but like, it's just like, it's crazy how cost-effective the M4 Mac Mini is. Straight up, if you have resources already and you have if you have things like a monitor and a spare keyboard or mouse or a KVM or something, you should straight up pick up the new Mac Mini. It is an incredible value. It's a top tier personal computer right now. which is wild. It's wild to say that, because so many Apple products obviously have the reputation of being more expensive than they need to be. And while that is definitely true, I've always been someone who's thought like, well, for specific uses, like Apple products can be good. But holy crap, these new Mac Minis are just, they're something else. They're really incredible pieces of hardware. The crazy thing about it though is, come on. I'm playing like shit because I'm trying to talk. This is hard. On top of just being really great performance per value, they have a really small footprint, and you can do basically whatever you want to do with it. So I set up mine. I have it hooked up to my CRT to use as an emulation station. And I have it set up with Emulation Station Desktop Edition, which is the desktop environment version of ES, which is awesome, really awesome. And hold on, I'm trying to look. Where is there anywhere? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4. I just need to, gotcha, do this. So I have it set up with the desktop edition of Emulation Station, and I can launch it using like auto hotkey and stuff like that, as if it's Steam big picture mode, just by pressing the guide button on a controller. And so now I have this Mac Mini that I have set to open VLC when it starts, to play like IPTV channels and streams automatically. And then on top of that, if I press start on one of my Bluetooth controllers, I can instantly get it to open up Emulation Station, and I can launch into any emulator console that I want to. It is so rad. I love it so much. So I have it set up at my Kotatsu, and a while ago during one of the Amazon sales, I bought myself a Huion Canvas 13, which is a it's like basically like a Cintiq, like a drawing tablet. And I don't really draw, but, and this is the cool thing with it, I set it up. Is this what I need? I don't know if this is what I need, if this is a layout that I want. Let's check. Okay, no, this is not the layout that I want. So I have it set up so that it's basically a, I can do DS and 3DS emulation, and it will second screen to the canvas, the canvas thing. So I have an actual touch screen I can play on if I want to. It is so unbelievably rad. I love it so much. So yeah, it's like been a perfect project. I was so pleased with it. I have a few more things I want to do with it to make it a little bit more functional. But I like could not be more pleased with myself with how I set this thing up. It's so cool. It's genuinely awesome. Okay, I see. Let's move this one over here. So this one's got to go right here. Richton says, not that the Wii U has any any games worth emulating. I'm sorry. Normally I'm good at parsing typos, but I couldn't figure out what that means. The thing with Wii U emulation is that it's the Mac version of Cemu is kind of weird. It doesn't, gotcha. Like any games worth emulating. Yeah, I think basically all of the major Wii U titles are now getting Switch ports. The last the last big one that everyone was quote unquote waiting for was Xenoblade Chronicles X or something. I'm not up to date on the Xeno games, so I don't remember what they're called. But that one's getting a Switch port. I heard. I would like to play those games sometime, but they're also... I played Xenoblade Chronicles 1 way back when it first came out. Okay, that's the correct one. Perfect. I played that game way back when it first came out, and I remember none of it. I remember a girl named Melia, who was weirdly nihilistic, and I liked that about her. Even though she was like a pretty bubblegum princess, she was like Nietzsche at the same time, which was kind of neat, but... I never played the rest of those series. Rishin says Star Fox Zero is probably worth it for the sake of preservation, if nothing else. Yeah. They turned orange. But yeah, so the thing with Wii U emulation though is that unfortunately on the M4 Max, it's not optimized for metal yet, I don't think, so it's not great. PCSX2, basically everything up to PS2 runs great, which is all I really planned on using it for. PS2 and GameCube runs flawlessly. Like, literally, I could run everything at full speed, like 8 times upscale if I wanted to. It's that good. But other than that, yeah, it's great. I have it auto set to perfectly scale to my CRT, which is awesome. And controller is auto paired. I obviously have my multiple controllers that I can use for different consoles all paired up to it automatically. And again, I know it's crazy. A lot of people still have the olden times concept of like gaming on a Mac. That's awful. But let me say, for niche use cases like this, where it's like I have an emulation machine that I want to do one thing and one thing only. Holy crap, is it good? Like it is... you could not have made a better mini PC that is this powerful to do this. So if anyone wants to make like an arcade machine in the future or something like that, get an M4 Mac Mini. 100% worth it. All right. I broke some sort of seal, maybe. Okay. I don't know if anyone actually likes hearing me talk about this kind of weird tech stuff. Like fiddling with tech stuff like that is like actually one of my favorite things. So I'm slowly working on organizing my room a little bit better. Right now my walls are a little bit barren. I have a bunch of sound dampening tiles in my room. Like echo reduction stuff, sound treatment. It's not soundproofing because it doesn't actually quiet down stuff in my room, but for sound dampening, it's great. So I have a bunch of that stuff in my room, which means my walls just kind of look plain. It's kind of like kitsch and like white girl live, laugh, love, but I want to get a bunch of like fake plants and like ivy vines and stuff to put up just to break up the way that the wall looks, because it kind of drives me insane how like sterile the room is. I really should have painted one of my walls before I put stuff up, but you can only do so much. Ooh. Hi, Jay. I didn't notice you before because I had the YouTube window accidentally blocked. But hello, it's nice to see you. Blammo. Raccoon Bean says, I love tech even if I can't afford it. I feel that. This is, I think it's very funny. People assume that, I'm not saying that you guys assume, but there are people in my friend group that assume that I am wealthier than I am because I will pay for things and buy a lot of tech. But people don't realize like how much I hustle behind the scenes to afford like half the tech stuff that I buy. That's not to say that I'm not, like, I'm well off. I have a lot of privilege in that regard, and it's very, like, I'm very lucky to be where I am. But it is very funny to me when the concept is like, oh, Toaster, he has a 4090, so he's super rich, and I'm like, I spent my whole bonus on this thing, and I had to eat rice and beans for 2 months to save up for it. Like, people don't realize, like, you know, it can be hard out here too, you know? That's all. That's all. The reason why I bring that up is because I was talking to Colonel and Keith and stuff today, and Andrew, and you know, obviously, like, very much I am in a position of privilege, and like other people are struggling much harder than me. So it's not, I'm not saying that they're, you know, that I am not in that position, but it is very funny to me when people are like, Toaster must be rolling in dough. You know, Toaster can just buy a new graphics card whenever he wants to. And it's like, no, I budgeted. Why do you think I don't buy furry art all the time? There's a reason why I don't spend all my money on commissions. Ooh, oops, I had it backwards. Oh no, I didn't even see you. Hi, Haley. I can't pick up that scythe anymore, or that pipe anymore. I'm just gonna zoom back to this world really quickly and try to feed on some souls, maybe. Yeah. There we go. Get the Soul Reaver back real quick. Damn it. What did I expect would happen? Die already, jeez. How am I supposed to get up here and kill you? I don't think I can move this block with you on it. He says, excited to see some Soul Reaver, always been curious about it. Yeah, it's a really cool game so far. I'm really digging it. Let's see. So I need it to be hold on. Spatial reasoning. There we go. That's how you know it's completed. It just turns into a different object entirely. All right. So I need a straight through one right there, which we will get by doing this, and a curved one. I have been actually really good though lately about putting money in savings and like paying down debts and stuff. Haley says, watch the no-clip doc on the remasters. It was really cool. Yeah, the no-clip documentary is great. I watched it too on Kaw's recommendation. Kaw told me to watch it. He said I would like it a lot. And I did, and it was awesome. It was really cool to watch all, or to learn about how, like, they brought in the fan community for these remakes in order to make sure that they were, like, good and, like, actually faithful and stuff, and, like, faithful not just to the games themselves, but to, like, discoveries fans had made over the years, and, like, just, like, general accuracy was, like, really cool. Yeah, the big hats off to Aspyr for this, because I think that these remakes rule. I'm still mad at them about still a little bit mad at them over the KOTOR. Scandal isn't the right word, but like them basically being like, we're gonna put out KOTOR 2 on like consoles with the patch and stuff, because that would have been my preferred way to play KOTOR 1 and 2 is on console, so that they could so that I don't need to fiddle with the weird output resolutions issue with capturing that game on PC. There's some like OBS stuff with that game that makes it annoying to capture. Also, I kind of think that game was designed for controller, and the PC version doesn't support controller, I don't think. But they never released it, and they quietly delisted the like thing that said that they were going to do that. So shame on you. Shame on you, Aspire, or whoever was actually responsible for that port. I think it was Aspire. If it wasn't, then sorry that you're catching strays. But yeah, the Soul Reaver ports are amazing, and the Tomb Raider port is apparently really, really good that they did, the Tomb Raider remaster. So after this, I might need to play those, because the last time I played a Tomb Raider game, I was like 7 years old, I think. So, because I think genuinely the last Tomb Raider game, original Tomb Raider game, I should say, I played was Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation, and I think they're doing a remaster of that. Raph says both remasters. The second one is not out yet, but still, when I said both remasters, I meant Legacy of Kain and Tomb Raider. But they did 2 KOTOR remasters as well. KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2. I think. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Aspire did those. But I'm really interested in the Tomb Raider remasters, because they did a collection of like Tomb Raider 1 through 3, and then they're doing they're working on the next Tomb Raider remaster. What was it? Revelation, Angel of Darkness, and whatever the other one was that I don't remember. They're working on the next one, I think, as well. So I'm very interested in those. I will absolutely play through them. Probably. No promises. I don't know. Don't hold me to literally anything. I'm scared of commitment on the channel. Yes. Okay. So this is where we gotta go. You've gotta be joking me. Did it close already? It did. Chronicles. Isn't Chronicles the last revelation? Am I wrong? Then yeah, I guess it's probably Chronicles. Someone British in the chat probably knows, because Tomb Raider's popular over there. Raph says, fucked up that I bought all these Tomb Raiders on Steam, but now I really want to play them on Switch because my laptop sucks. To be fair, I could be wrong. I think those remasters will probably play on a toaster. Like, you could probably get anything to play them. So, you know. Just you know. Oh, bought them before the remasters. Gotcha. Yeah, that's a bummer. That's an L. Sorry. Sorry that you went through that. Oh my god, I keep pressing start. Because I'm a big dummy. Can we play Tomb Raider on me? I mean, it's open Lara. You can basically run it on anything that can run Doom, so you could theoretically get it running on my genome. Raph says it's literally 4 gigabytes of RAM. Tomb Raider, I need you to understand that Tomb Raider was designed for hardware that has less RAM than a graphing calculator. Ah! Got him. Has Brazil ever considered not having technology cost a lot? Just asking for a friend. Opening Steam is a chore. Got it. How the heck? How do I get in there? I want whatever is in there. Nope. My idea was that the thing would shatter the glass, but no. Brazil should make tech really cheap. Brazil should give people free PlayStation 5s. This is my campaign platform. I'm going to become the king of Brazil. According to my YouTube analytics, it's very possible. I have a very large Brazilian audience. Raph says, no, not king, no monarchy, please. No, but it will be a good monarchy. It's not like those bad monarchies because I'll be the king. Trust me. I'm not like those other kings. I'm a good king. The big difference is that all the other kings are bad, and I'll be like a hot, cool king. Haley says, this game is taking all the vibes I like about classic PS1 games. Obviously, I know these visuals are remastered, but it's still built on the bones of the original engine. It is. In fact, look at this. We can just swap it to the original, and it while we're playing, it straight up just works. No, that's wrong. The legs are wrong, everyone. This one goes here, I think. Yep. Uzbek says, those are the words of someone that will, as soon as they put on the crown, will set out to make Vlad Tepes look like a big cuddly teddy bear. Listen, Vlad had some good ideas, okay? He gets a bad rap. Impaling all your enemies, the circumstances were different. There's nuance there, all right? Won't anyone think of the kings and queens out there? Jeez. Raph says that's why I like Moggy. It's first fantasy thing that asked, what if after we take the terrible king out of the throne, we see if we get a democracy in place? Moggy is like the blue-haired Aladdin show, right? I know literally nothing about it. What is this one? Does this one go there or there? Let's see. I have to change the graphics back. I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, that's correct. Raph says yes. Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. I mean, that's one of the reasons. It isn't exactly the same, but that's one of the reasons why I really love season 3 and season 4 of the Netflix Castlevania. Even though some people disliked it because of like the extra plots and stuff, the other storytelling that they did in it, which I think was a little bit culture war-y anyway. The discourse, I mean. Castlevania season 1 and 2 are like, oh no, Dracula is evil and is killing everyone. We need to take care of Dracula. And then season 3, season 2, they take care of Dracula. Dracula exits the story. And then season 3 is literally like, oh shit, we killed the monarch. We saved the world. Now what? Which I think is really intriguing. Like, it's just like really interesting to see worlds be like, or see a setting where the world is like, you saved the world, now you have to live in it, which is something that you just don't see often in fantasy. Like, it's just something that's just so rarely conceived, I feel like, is like actually showing the consequences of a world in a state of flux. Raph says, I really recommend Moggy. It does classical shonen things right, but a lot of different things, has politics, blah, blah. That seems cool. Yeah, it seems cool. I just never, I don't really watch a lot of shonen stuff, so I'm not super knowledgeable about it as a consumer. Haley says, I was so put off about the complaints of CS3. I thought it was really solid, but even if I didn't, I thought that I got some of the culture war vibes you were talking about. Yeah, there was like a big culture war thing over Castlevania Season 3 that kind of has followed into Nocturne, which is a real shame. Okay, so was this all literally just for a heart piece? Uzclack says, I should give Netflix Castlevania another go one day. I tried to watch it when the first season came out and bumped off it for some reason. Let it be known, Netflix Castlevania is a goddamn revelation. It is the best thing in the Castlevania series, like as a media property. It is far and away the best part of Castlevania. Hey, we got our last heart piece. How much does it increase our life? Did anyone catch exactly how much? Because I didn't look. Raph says, also the anime for Moggy is not great, so I recommend the manga. Yeah, I would be reading the manga. I don't really watch a lot of anime. I can also, like, the word I'm going to use here is tolerate, but I mean it in a better way than it sounds, but I can tolerate manga a lot better than I can tolerate anime. About 1/5 of a turn around the spiral. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. It's not the worst. I don't know if I want to go down there. Oh, fuck you, dude. Wow, he really messed me up. Haley says, I think that Nocturne S1 is the weakest part of the series so far, but not in a like bad way. It's good. It's just not my favorite. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I think that my take on Nocturne is that Nocturne is a really solid first season of a show. And the reason why I'm kind of a hardliner on why I think Nocturne is so good is that I remember when people watched Castlevania Netflix season 1 and were like, it's only 4 episodes. It's a terrible adaptation. Fucking nothing happens. He goes to one town. What is this? It's terrible. They ruined the characters. And then season 2 came out and people were like, this is the greatest thing ever. Binge watch it as part of season 1 and it just becomes amazing. So like, I'm trying to think about it from the perspective of like, given everything we've seen about season 2, given the structure of the show, it's a solid first season that sets up the stakes and sets up the story for what could be better. Now, do I think that it automatically makes it better already? No, not at all. I definitely think that season 1 of Nocturne, like, I would have liked for more stuff to happen in it, but I really like the character building that they've already set up, and I like where the characters end up at the end of the season, because I think that it's very, like, they have very concrete arcs that end just in ruin, for lack of a better word. Not to spoil too much about Nocturne, but that's kind of the story that it is. And so I'm just very excited to see what they do with it, because season 2 so far looks super cool, and everything that they've shown for it is like incredibly compelling to me. So looking forward to that. But the thing is that with Nocturne, a lot of the complaints about it are culture war stuff about like, they made Annette bad, I don't like her, they ruined her character, when she literally has one line of dialogue in the games. You know what I mean? And like, people not liking Richter for some reason, because they think he's like emasculated by the fact that Annette is like a swordsman. Like, I don't know, people are culture war, it's stupid. You know how it is. I trust my audience to understand the fucking discourse nightmare that is the internet. Okay. Hey, he says there's a recency issue in that I've only seen that season once. I've had time to enjoy the first show. I think honestly the first series, just Netflix Castlevania proper, has the benefit of like, one, adapting material that doesn't really have a story. I mean, it has a story, quote unquote, in the grand sense, but it's not like adapting Dracula's Curse is like, you basically have free reign to write whatever you want. Same with Curse of Darkness. Like, the Curse of Darkness just writes its own story, because Curse of Darkness hardly has a fucking narrative to begin with. But when it comes to Nocturne, I think people are obviously very defensive of it because they're worried about how it's going to adapt the storyline changes for Bloodlines and for Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood. But I think it's important to remember that they haven't even gotten to Rondo of Blood yet in that story, and they're clearly making changes and stuff, and it will be interesting to see from there. Harmony of Dissonance as well being adapted in it, so I'm very interested in seeing where it goes. I think that they have done a very excellent job setting up for what will be a very cool story that looks like it's following the same structure as the first series, where the first season is a lot of setup, and then the rest of it is just going to pay it off one after another, beat by beat. God damn it. And I get it. People are very sacred about Castlevania, myself included. So, like, I get people being reticent and stuff to change, but That's probably enough rambling about Netflix Castlevania. Yeah. Toot. Please don't tell me this is going to be like a music notes puzzle. I'm so bad at these. Please tell me I just have to open them all. Ah! Look at him. Ah! They're throwing knives at me. Ah. Give me the goods. Haley says the idea of the showing damage by gradually increasing the blood on the vertex color, yeah, is very cool. I mentioned that yesterday when we were just like casually playing, going through the first parts. All right, so I guess we got 6 little pipes opened. Frankly, I'm a little lost. I'm a little unsure what to do here.